hypothetically, Viv, I'm using this example since you're closest to me, okay? If he was talking, I said, hey, you want to hang out? Does that mean it's going to be a date, or do I have to specifically say, hey, Viv, let's go on a date?
That's
Ash?
hard. I feel like I've had experiences when I was younger that said hang out, and it could be anything, not counting as a date. And then I've had, like, do you want to hang out, or do you want to go out or have dinner? Now I feel like when I'm dating as I'm older, I get responses like, do you want to go out or do you want to go here? So
I think it just really depends on the environment and what you guys really do as your hangout,
Okay.
Whereas like super casual, then it's just a hangout. But if you're going to like a fancy restaurant or like some place special, or like the guy's doing something special for you, then it's definitely a date.
Okay.
I would think it's a date because that opens it up saying, yeah, like I want to hang out, and then you start making plans.
Okay. So if they specifically say, Ash, you want to go to dinner with me? What's that? Is that a date?
Can you hit him with the as friends?
As friends or?
So, but see, you, in that answer alone, you're basically saying that it's inferring that's a date. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, Ash, do you want to go to date? I mean, do you want to go to dinner?
Yeah.
And you come back and say, as friends, you're already implying saying that, oh, he's trying to ask me on a date. So I have to clarify that this is not a date.
Yeah.
What about if I said, you trying to get coffee?
I would still think that's a date. I've gone on coffee dates before.
date.
Yeah,
What
it's
y'all
a
think?
date.
Coffee dates are quick, like, they're nice and quick. You can just, if you're not feeling it, you can just like leave. You don't have to like sit through the whole time, like dinner and drinks and all that stuff.
I feel like it's still a date, yeah.
Do you guys have anything to say?
I was gonna say I agree with them. I think it's because like on the run up, you kind of get a vibe like, okay, this girl's talking to me like this, and then you're like, you want to get dinner? Then it's clearly it's a. But if a girl hit me with as friends, I'll be like, wow. Never mind. I'm just I'm like, never mind.
Like if I
something
first
came up.
Like if I first met someone, if I first met someone and they said that, I'll be like, oh, like you want to go grab food, and they'll be like, us friends. I'll be like,
I feel like it depends on the
Sorry, my
context
cat ran over my keyboard.
of like your conversation. Like if something would have to lead up to somebody asking, like, do you want to hang out or do you want to get coffee or whatever? Nobody's gonna flat out just say, do you want to go here with me without any context to it?
kind of. They can randomly start off with, hey, like, what are you up to this day, or like, what are you up to this weekend?
That's
or
definitely
are you in
a
town this
date
weekend?
then.
And then,
Okay.
carries on.
I'm not going to tell you who to say this, who asked that, but you got your answer, man. You got your answer.
Well, we know it's a guy.
Of course it's a guy. How many girls you know ask a guy on a date?
I actually
strong
have.
women.
I've asked guys on dates before.
No way. All right. How many times? How many times in your life? I don't believe it. Tell me, how many times have you asked a guy on a date?
Probably less than 5 times. I also don't date a lot, so it's probably just like very few. Probably like 3 to 5.
Less than 5 times.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
But I also don't go on a lot of dates or meet a lot of people. Like I don't date around a lot.
What's your opening line? How do you approach that? How do you ask a guy on a date? You trying to go to dinner?
Yeah, I'll
Wanna
be like,
get
hey,
coffee?
what are you up to this weekend? Are you free? Or be like, want to go this or do this?
Oh man, when you said that, all I can think about the 2 a.m. text. What you doing this weekend?
No, I say it during the day.
2 a.m. text.
You up?
I don't think it's what are you doing this weekend. It's what you doing right now.
It's just WYD.
WYD. That's it. That's all you say.
Question mark sometimes.
And then you just see the 3 bubbles just going, and you're like, please, 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 please.
And you're like sweating.
and then you're like, yes.
I don't know. I'm just chilling in bed. Oh, okay.
There's so many times where I've like sent a risky text and I'm like nervous. I like would fling toss my phone like across the room, and I'd be doing like chores or something. And I'm like, I don't want to see it. And I'll like check back.
Imagining Viv doing that and like just giving a
Freaking
little like
out.
scream like.
It's like I'm not gonna look, and then you hear the ding, and you go running for
The
that.
vibrate.
Okay, you said less than 5 times. What about you, Ash? Have you ever asked a guy on a date?
I have a lot of guy friends, so I'm always like, hey, what are you up to? I'm bored. Let's do something.
But that's not a date though, because he says a guy friend.
Yeah. I mean, friendship dates.
Man, that doesn't count as a date.
Are you saying that like if you did ask somebody on a date, it's easier just because you're so used to asking guy friends?
I think so. But
that what you
I don't think I've ever like asked a guy like on a date before, though. So, I don't know.
That's what I thought. I don't know many girls that ask the guy on a date. I feel
Yeah.
it's always like, don't you think it's like 99% of the time it's always the guy asking the girl on a date?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a flip side question for the bros here.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking about guys asking girls on dates. Have you ever asked a girl on a dinner date and be like, but it's not as a date? You know how they were talking like she said when you asked someone on a date like, oh, I want to go on a date with you, like as a friend date. Have you ever been like, hey, let's go get dinner, and then, or let's go get coffee, or let's go do something, and they took it the wrong way?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever encountered that. No.
Have you ever asked someone on a dinner date or a date or on a meetup that was not anything other than platonic?
Like just actually asking on a date, or
Just be like, hey, yo, I'm hungry. Let's go get some food. But you do not want anything from this
yeah,
woman.
I've asked that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but they've never taken it the wrong way though.
Yeah, they never taken it the wrong way, I think.
Is it because there is like before you ask them, they know you're a bro, or you see them as a bro?
I think it's like mutual because okay,
Yeah.
you know,
I think
like
so, yeah.
like for example, you know CT,
Yes.
right? You know how CT is my best friend.
Yes.
We go on dinner dates all the time. Okay, dinner hangouts all the time. We just be like, you try and go to dinner and catch up, and it's just like every couple months we just go to dinner, we catch up with each other, and it's purely platonic. I ain't interested in her, she ain't interested in me, and it's like inferred.
I'm just trying to save those dudes out there. You know, some guys
Are oblivious though.
some guys are oblivious, or some guys are like in the friend zone, and they're in the friend zone, 100% in the friend zone, but they still be asking girls out to dinner and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, and she'd be like, oh yeah, we're just going as friends, but she doesn't say as friends like Ashley. You know what I mean? So I don't want to let people know, yeah, it's cool. No, you should make sure the details are hammered out.
I feel like you should be able to read the room. Like if the girl's giving you
Yeah,
body
I was gonna say.
language, you know, how she's conversating with you, like you should know it's not a date. Like
Take
if she's
notes. Take notes, guys.
I have a lot of guy friends, so I've definitely gone on like one-on-one hangouts, grabbing like I love checking out like eating food. And there's so many times where people think, oh, like she's dating him or like they're a thing. But it's like one of my good friends, like where I consider them as family. But if I've encountered somebody where they think it's otherwise than just platonic, you know, so it's little things like the little gestures. If they're being a gentleman, you just kind of like keep it neutral and keep it back in the friend zone. That type of thing, you know, not to embarrass them or feel like they're shut down, but just kind of ease into it and keep it in the neutral zone.
Has that ever happened where you thought it was like you were going to hang out with her? Because we've hung out, like we
Yeah.
went to a concert together, went to an R&B concert together, right? And it was like, it was chill, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to like a hangout with another like guy friend and they try to make a move on you thinking it was a date?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was probably like around a long time ago, probably like right after after college a little bit. And, you know, I wasn't around the area and I came up for a bit for school and, you know, he was like, oh, I know a spot here. We can grab food. And I'm like, oh yeah, like totally. I'm down. Like, you know, we can go after the gym. And then it was just like little gestures, like, you know, he would open the car door, like rush to open the car door, you know, be like a straight gentleman. And, you know, I appreciate it. I have guy friends that do the same, you know, don't not let me walk on like one side of the sidewalk and the stuff. But the way he came about it was just kind of like trying to impress me. And then I was just like, you know, like, okay, whatever. And then he would like run to open the door for me. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And then, you know, when the bill hit and I like pulled out my card and he was like, oh, like, he's like scrambling, oh, I got it. And it all clicked to me. And I was like, oh, this is awkward. So, you know, and then I think afterwards he was like, you know, I really had fun. And then I want to go on like another date and stuff. And I was like, I'm not looking right now. And I was like, I didn't think it was a date. I'm sorry if you felt that way.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, he was a little
break
crushed, but
after.
now we're still good friends. That was the best.
But
He
you
drove
asked-
home. He drove home listening
It
to
was
Drake.
the
Drinking and
same.
driving.
Yeah, for sure.
I went on a one-on-one thinking it was just like a friendship kind of thing, but then he gave me like, oh, I'm into you vibes, and you know, I'm nice, so I like went through the whole friendship date and whatever. But then afterwards, kind of just had to let him know friends only. Yeah.
Okay, you were talking about earlier is that some guys are like completely oblivious. I actually have a story that I recently heard. Basically, there's a guy. He basically is really crushing on this girl, and they asked him on a date, and then the girl responded and said, "Can I bring this guy?" So like, I feel like that's another way that girls basically say no.
Or like, can I bring a friend?
Yeah.
Yes, basically inferring, saying that no, I don't want to be on a one-on-one situation. So their response is, "Hey, can I bring so and so?" Which is probably usually like a mutual friend between the
Yeah.
two, so it's not awkward,
Yeah.
right?
If I was that guy and that happened to me, I would just be like, I'd just make him an excuse and be like, yeah, you know, I can't make it this
I
day.
gotta water my cactus.
My fish just died.
Oh my god.
R.I.P. to that guy.
Hey, I have a this is my hypothesis. I think that whenever as a guy you ask a girl on a date, and if they're unavailable, usually if they're about it, they will tell you like an alternative time. Like if I said, "Hey Ash, you free next Friday? You trying to go get dinner together?"
Yeah.
And then like if you're not about it, you'd be like, "No, I think I'm busy. I'm doing this, whatever," and you leave it at that. But if you were, you'd be like, "I'm busy that day, but I'm free that Sunday if you are."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Do you guys agree?
definitely.
Or there's some weeks where it's just too chaotic for me, and I have left it like, oh yeah, I'm busy, I can't. But I mean, yeah, like if I was interested, I would definitely follow up eventually. Just because I don't want to say set in stone, like, hey, can we rain check it like at this time frame? But you know, I kind of just give it until my schedule's more open. But I mean, I'll eventually hit them back up.
Oh, but do you communicate that, say, "Hey, I'm just busy, but I'll get back to you"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do say, "I'll get back to you."
Yeah, like, you know, like when my schedule frees up and I know more.
Because I know there's some instances where people they don't even like get back to say, "Hey, I'm just busy," and just leave it at that.
That's when you know they're not into you, though.
Exactly.
Sometimes I forget. Like, I think one of my friends was like, yeah, we have to catch up and grab food this week. I was like, yeah, I'm super busy, maybe Friday. And like earlier today, and I was like, oh my God, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, but then you. But if you were interested in catching up with your friend, like you would text them back and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't replied back to you, but I'm free now. Are you free?" Blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
like, if you didn't really want to hang out with your friend or like didn't want to see the person or whatever, you just leave it at that and then move on.
Yeah, and true friends will understand. Like, 'cause we're all
we
busy.
talking about interest.
Yeah,
We
we're
talking
talking
about
about
of interest.
interest.
Are you said it's been? Has that ever happened where like you were interested in a person and 3 weeks passed by and never got back to them?
I can't remember.
Or either of y'all?
Probably. Sometimes you guys gotta double text me,
No.
triple text me. I either get back in a second or a few months.
I feel as a guy, you don't want to like be double texting or triple texting. It makes you look too desperate.
I mean, girls don't like that either. Like, girls don't want to be too like available, because then guys are like, "Oh, she's too available." I mean,
It goes both ways. Like
Yeah.
you can't be too available as a guy, you can't
Yeah.
be too available as a girl.
Yeah.
I hate that game because I feel like now I'm like, I forget a lot, or sometimes I'm too busy. Like, I would appreciate if they double texted me and then it like pops up again, because I might have genuinely just missed it, or I just thought I replied and then did
yeah.
it.
I feel like you kind of just have to feel the vibe.
Yeah.
And like not be too clean, but not be too not available either.
That is true.
I think texting kind of threw it off. But I agree with them. Sometimes you are into somebody and you just forget to hit them up. Like that happened to me recently. I was like, "Hey, I'll message you in 2 weeks," because their parents were like in town for like 2 weeks. I was like, "All right, I'll just hit you up after your parents are not in town, just because I don't want to like blow up your spot or whatever." And you haven't seen your parents like a year or something like that. So I'm like, "All right, it's cool." And then I just completely forgot.
You're right.
It was like a month later, and I was like, "Oh," and I just never hit them up again. I was like, "Oh Lord."
If she was interested in you, she wouldn't have like waited for you to text her.
That is true.
That is true.
That
yeah,
is
or
true.
she like I said, you know, she would have eventually.
We like
hit you up
girls that
back.
take initiative.
Yeah.
But I know that there's a lot of girls who won't ever take initiative though. They're
Yeah.
like scared as hell.
Wimps.
I'm like a mix. I'm either I'll take initiative or I'd be shy as hell. Like,
See,
She's like
see.
shy.
What if they're just like uber shy? Like, "Oh, he's just not into me." Because I mean, the last podcast we had, you were like, girls don't take rejection well. Like, they don't want to shoot their shot like that. So if you're like, "Yo, I'll hit you up in 2 weeks," and then I never hit her up, she's probably
like,
like,
wait.
I feel like that's
I'm like, "Dang."
I feel like
I feel so bad.
I feel like that's when you take it to social media. Like, say, you know,
Subtweet.
no, you reply to their
When
story
you
and
reply
stuff.
to their
And your girl-
stories. Say like, I was into you and then you didn't reply back to me because you were busy, right? And you posted a story, I'd comment on the story and be like, yo, like, that's cool, or like, blah, blah, blah. And that would start the conversation
That's
again.
true. That's true.
Okay.
It's all good. I wasn't super
I'm
interested.
just kidding about the subtweet. I'm just kidding about the subtweet. Like, dang, fuck these bitches.
People do be subtweeting though.
Just post a Drake quote. It'll all lead back to you if you post a Drake quote.
Oh, okay.